Hey everyone, Craig Ball here. Today we're going to talk about the challenges of poor work-life balance and how that can have an impact upon you. Now, look, for many people who are keen and motivated, they want to push hard, but some of the fallouts of that, by not giving time for yourself, by not taking that time out to ensure that you're okay, makes it harder and harder to deliver in the manner to which you may expect of yourself. Now, poor work-life balance can be a result of working long hours, and that may be a requirement of a role because there may be so much to do. It can also be the result of an inability to switch off, okay, or one of a number of irrational beliefs. It could also be triggered by what we talked about last week, okay, job insecurity. You might have poor work-life balance leading you to push and push and push. But if you find yourself where that job insecurity goes all the way and you lose your role, you kind of feel like you've lost yourself because you haven't given back to yourself. And you haven't had that time to consider options and ways you can go about looking after yourself better, but also viewing your position in the workforce and whether or not you need to make better decisions. You might need to start looking for a role, as we talked about last week. So if you're interested in that video, go back and have a look at the last one we did. It'll provide a bit more information. But the risks of poor work-life balance can include burnout, feelings of being over it and not wanting to be there anymore, strained personal relationships, and feelings of guilt as well. So these are triggered by beliefs such as, I must always be on or I'll lose respect. If I take time out for myself, I'm being selfish or lazy. Or the belief that your value is measured truly by how productive you feel you're being, and only by how productive you feel you're being. So we need to combat these, and the best way to do it, as I'm constantly sharing with people to be able to do, is ask these three questions. First, look at what's happening to you. If it's starting to strain relationships, that's a cost that you cannot afford, because relationships are vitally important, especially your close family. But you don't want to lose friends over this stuff just because you've got this view. But poor work-life balance may also occur if you just haven't considered yourself. I mean, I've worked in roles, particularly when I was in the military, where I got chronic fatigue simply because the tempo of the work was so much that I didn't have time. Even when I did have time for myself, I was doing my best, but sooner or later, chronic fatigue set in, and it was a constant throughout many years of my military career. So just be aware there may be some things driving it. So need to find these things, to incorporate these lifestyle factors that are going to bring you some joy and help you to switch into this other part of yourself or your life as quickly as possible, rather than just watching telly. Now, that's not in case you have a good television program that you love or something similar, but you get the point, okay? Find these things. Then ask the questions, of course. Is it true? Is it true that if I take time for myself, I'm being selfish or lazy? No, you're being human, and you've earned that time, because you've got to learn to work to live, not live to work, as the old saying goes. Does it logically follow that if I can't switch off, or that my productivity determines my worth? Does it logically follow? Well, not really, because you bring so much more of yourself, especially in a psychologically safe workplace where you can bring all of yourself to the workplace. That's not actually the case. And lastly, is it true? Is it true that if I don't switch off, these things are going to happen? Well, yeah. But if it's true that if I can't switch off, or it's true that I won't be respected anymore, well, probably not, because everybody else, as many people, have got stuff going on that help them to maintain that work-life balance. So holding on to that and not giving that to yourself is doing you more harm than good. I hope that helps. Look forward to speaking to you soon.